Are you ready to upgrade to the home that fits your family best? Take the first step of that process by giving my girl Stacy Westfall a call. She's partnered with Kaiser's Sweet Home Realty in Howard County, where they have the knowledge and resources to help you reach your goals. Stacy has quickly become a successful realtor in our area, and I'm so proud of her. She's not just a friend of mine, she's a mother and a local firefighter. Buying and selling a house is stressful, and having someone professional and trustworthy in your corner can make all the difference. Give Stacy a call today at 765-461-1243 and follow her on Facebook at Stacy Westfall Realtor. This is Kayla Keith, and you're listening to Missing Midwest, a true crime podcast about those that have gone missing. Today's story is about a young father who left his home and never came back. Lots of red flags and strange things, but someone knows something. We're back.
Hey.
What's up?
Oh, just trying to figure out this missing father has anything to do with, me being a father. I don't know.
He's 33 and you just turned 33.
Yeah, that's weird.
Foreshadowing, maybe?
Yeah, hopefully
You
not.
better get your crap together.
Hopefully not, yeah.
Straighten up.
Yes, ma'am.
Be on my podcast.
Yes, ma'am.
Announcements?
Order that long sleeve tee, order that sweater, get the merch in. I'll put the link in the little show notes because Christmas is coming. I think they get those together every 2 weeks or every month or something like that. So if you want to buy Christmas, now's the time to order.
Thanks for we did a roll call.
Yes, that was awesome.
And
if you haven't done it yet, please do it. Go to our Facebook page or Instagram. Instagram is missing.midwest. And there's a roll call post. We want to hear where you're from. Kayla, how excited are you to tell them about the listener from the farthest away?
We have somebody from the United Kingdom.
Yes, we do. Kayla was absolutely amped.
Super excited.
She got the message while we were on a little trip, and she was like...
Her name is Amy. We're best friends now. I say that. We exchanged 4 messages, but it's fine.
But it's the same thing as being best friends.
Yeah.
Shout out, Amy.
She said she loves our podcast, and she's listening from a small island. It's in the UK. She said it's a small island between England and France, and I'm not even going to try to say the name, y'all. As I say it, Guernsey.
Oh, I got to try now.
Guernsey Channel Islands. Thank you for listening. She said that we came up as a suggestion on Apple Podcasts, and I'm so happy that you're here.
We always wonder, how in the world you guys found out about us. Because, sometimes, some months, we'll be, on our game on Instagram, and then it's just man, we don't really get any fruit from that. And then the next month we get a whole bunch of new listens. We're like, all right, well, doing nothing works. So,
speaking of trip, I surprised Johnny with a little trip for his birthday this past weekend.
It was awesome.
It was fun.
It was awesome. We love Nashville, Indiana,
Brown County. However, I literally didn't say anything when we were recording. I knew about the trip when we recorded the last round of episodes when I talked about going back to Brown County, and I literally asked Johnny in there, would you ever go back to the little camper that we stayed in, because I knew that we were going back. And you guys, I did not book the camper because I was too scared of mountain people. And so we stayed in an actual hotel with locks and walls and stuff.
Right in the smack dab middle of the town.
Yeah, I was I'm not going back to the hills of Brown County where they can eat you. But I did want to show Johnny Story, Indiana. It is a little town. It's the unincorporated town of Story, Indiana. It's population 2 people. It's super cool. They have a wedding venue there. They have this really cool old-fashioned general store restaurant. And so I went with some friends once. We stumbled across it on accident, and it was dark, and it was quite possibly one of the creepiest experiences of my life, but it ended up being super fun. And so I was like, we have to go back in the daylight so I can show it to you. And so we did. And
you say daylight, it was
getting dark,
sunset.
It was sunset, yeah,
happening.
It's literally a 15-20 minute drive into the back hills of Brown County, whew, wouldn't want your car to break down there. I'd be nervous. But as soon as we get there, it's a restaurant, and then there's a bar underneath the restaurant, and we walk up, and there's this guy standing there. He's like, hey, and he's holding 2 drinks in clear cups in his hand. He's like, would you guys like a drink? He said, I just bought these for 2 girls, but they left. And he just shoves these drinks in our hands. And Johnny looks at me and he's like, don't you dare drink that drink? And I was like, yeah, no. Like,
I just took mine and I just sat mine right there on the railing next to me. She was like, pick it up, don't look rude.
Don't be rude. Like, hold it and at least pretend we're going to drink it. And Johnny was like, the moment we drink these, we wake up in a barn tied up and they're like getting ready to eat us. He was probably just a good old country boy, just welcoming us to
just scared a couple girls off and just
but yeah, we did not drink the drinks.
No.
Because you should never drink a drink given to you by a strange man.
True.
But you should never drink a drink given to you by a strange man when you are in the middle of the mountains by yourself in a creepy town.
Yeah. There's like 20 people in the whole like
county
bar area. Like it was like a farm basically. Like
yeah, I mean,
I like walked down. We like walked down in there with these drinks, and the bartender was like, "I just made those drinks," and I was like, "Yeah, this guy just gave it to us." And they're like, "Oh, ha ha ha!" And I was like, "If you guys are about to eat me, like I'm gonna put up a fight." And they like didn't laugh, and so we left.
Yeah, it was awkward. Story, Indiana. It's a cute town. They're probably nice people. But we're
both of them might be nice.
But we're crime junkies, and we're not gonna just we didn't.
Plus,
no, thank you.
Dinner was coming. And we went to, Kayla took me to this place that she's been talking about for like a year. It was called
Sycamore Saloon.
Sycamore Saloon. It was
super good.
Awesome. Can't wait to go back.
It's not like if you ever go to Brown County, it's not in Nashville. It's on the outskirts of Nashville. Only slightly up in the hills.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It's just a little redneck. Not like
it's
full out.
Really good bar.
Marry your sister redneck. It's just like right out there.
Good bar, good food. They have a chef, live music. It was really good.
Yeah,
it was a fun trip. We didn't get attacked. We didn't get eaten. True. We didn't see any ghosts.
We came back one piece.
We're not missing.
Boys were happy about it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Great trip. Thank you for my birthday present.
You're welcome. Anyway, anything else?
No, I'm ready for your case here.
We hope you enjoyed Thursday Thrills for October.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. to Thursday Thrills, or at least for now. We don't have any more. It's kind of. I'm sure Cody's like happy not. Cody did such a great job.
He did. Like Cody did awesome.
Cody crushed it.
Okay, well, since you turned 33, I'm going to do a case on another man named who's 33. Okay?
This is all I know about this case.
He's 33. His name is Jeramy Burt, okay? He is from Boise, Idaho. For some reason, when I started doing this case, I was like, oh, Idaho, Midwest. And
definitely not.
Like 5 minutes into it, I was like, Idaho is not in the Midwest at all. But I was. She
was like, Idaho's kind of in the Midwest, right? And I was like, Idaho is one state away from the Pacific Ocean. So yeah, no.
So, but then at that point, I had already started researching.
You were committed.
I was all in, and so I was all in on Jeremy's case here. So I went with it. So we're in Idaho.
Let's go.
Boise, Idaho, population 235,000. Only $4 generals.
In Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho.
Interesting.
Which is just not enough.
It's not very much.
Sidebar, I said this in Murdered Midwest yesterday, but the Dollar General Christmas decor this year, it's hitting hard. It's pretty good. They got this whole like really cute like nutcracker line, which I usually am kind of creeped out by nutcrackers, but like the newer ones that are coming out are getting cuter, and I kind of like them.
We have this thing in our house where
Johnny has a really creepy nutcracker that him and the kids.
It's a football player nutcracker,
but he's so creepy. He's like the old school creepy nutcracker, and the boys and Johnny hide it all the time, and they think it's hilarious. And I'll like pull my sheets down, and this freaking nutcracker's in the bed in like May. Or like in the cabinet or
the boys are getting
refrigerator.
Good
they put it in the refrigerator.
Children will be like,
annoying.
"Hey, mom's getting ready to make dinner. Can I put it in the oven?" I'll be like, "Maybe not the oven because she's gonna like start it first, but the microwave."
Yeah. So then I just open stuff, and all year long, this creepy nutcracker, whatever. Anyway, I don't even know how I got to nutcrackers.
We're talking about Dollar General decor.
Don't sleep on it. It's good. Anyway. Jeremy graduated from high school and he immediately joined the Navy. When he was overseas, he met a woman in Japan and they got married. And they came back and they lived in Idaho together. That's the end. Love story. That's the case. I'm just kidding. That's it. It would have been good if it ended there. Man, a happily ever after would have been good, but this is Missing Midwest, so
it ain't about it.
Not a lot of happy ever afters in our stories here. It didn't last, and she eventually moved back to Japan.
Ooh.
And they went their separate ways and lived their separate lives. However, they never actually got divorced, which is a problem when one tries to go get married again.
Always a problem.
Because you aren't actually allowed to be married to two people. And so when Jeremy got his girlfriend pregnant and they decide to get married, he's like,
by the way,
problem, I'm actually already married.
Time to go to Japan.
And so he's like, I still want to marry you. Her name was Kim. He's like, I really want to marry you. Kim and Jeremy were very hot and cold. They were on again, off again. I love you, I hate you type thing. But when she got pregnant in 2002, they're like, we're gonna give the family thing a try. We're gonna get married.
Fair enough.
And so he's like, I gotta find a divorce lawyer because
that's
I'm
gonna
married.
be difficult. Yep.
And so he does. He finds a local divorce lawyer. Her name is Jeannie. Okay. However, things quickly went from professional to spicy with Jeremy and Jeannie.
Oh no.
And they started a relationship together.
Wait a minute here.
Even though he's still married to the
we are
lady,
officially into a triangle. We are in the triangle zone.
I literally say love triangle in here. Okay, like that's funny that you
the
said
Japanese
that.
triangle.
A love rectangle because he's married to the Japan lady, engaged to Jeannie, but then
Yeah, including him, it's a rectangle.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
There's a lot going on, and it's
like a rectangular prison at this point.
It gets even more sides to this love shape. That we
the math joke there was rectangular prism, but I said prison because, anyways, go ahead.
I don't like math, so I ignored it.
All right.
Okay, so, him and Jeannie are like doing this little relationship thing together, and so Kim is like, so there's some reports that say Kim knew about it, some say she didn't, some say she just tried to block it out.
Either way, this guy's going missing for sure. For sure. He is on his way to being missing.
They still get married. Kim is like, I still want to get married. So he gets divorced from the Japan lady, so we're back to a love triangle now.
Okay.
So he gets married to Kim. However, 1 year before the year mark, before their 1 year anniversary, Kim decides love triangle is too much for her.
That was your note?
That was my note.
Oh, no.
Jeremy continues his relationship with Jeannie.
What?
And he divorces Kim. Kim divorces him.
And the kid is just in limbo through all this.
But he cannot stop thinking about Kim, and neither Kim also is just like, man, Jeremy. And so they
who was a terrible human? This dude. But I want him to be here. That's wild.
So, but Kim can't stop thinking about Jeremy either, and so like they get divorced, but then he like still is
involved,
hanging with Kim.
Wild.
So now Kim is the other woman. She was.
So the wife is now the other woman.
Yeah, she was the wife, but now she's the ex-wife.
And that lady is happily in Japan. The first ex-wife, she's like, I have dodged the bullet of bullets.
Goodbye, Boise, Idaho, and Germany. Yeah. I am going back to Japan. And so so he's like not with his wife anymore. He's with the other woman.
This is wild.
But then he gets back with his wife behind the other woman's back. So it's like not even a good it's a messy triangle.
It's like a full circle triangle hurricane of terribleness. Yeah. Go ahead.
And so through all of this, Jeannie gets caught forging the signature. She's a lawyer, obviously.
Yeah.
Divorce lawyer.
Yeah.
She gets caught forging a judge's signature, which is a big no-no for the other.
I would imagine that's going to be a big problem.
Yeah. And so Jeremy decides that through all of this, that he is going to actually work with the police to get Jeannie convicted. And so he starts recording her conversations.
This guy, man. Yeah. What?
He starts recording their conversations, and then he agrees to testify against her, and he gets her disbarred. 1 year in prison and 14-month probation is what Jeannie is sentenced to.
Okay.
Solely because of the testimony and the recorded conversations between her and Jeremy. Yeah. Jeremy even has a restraining order against her. Okay?
I'm already telling you what happened here.
What?
He went missing because he went back to Japan. He just decided to go. he had one girl. He went girl 1, girl 2, girl 3, back to girl 2, and he just made his way all the way back to Japan. Is what happened. Go ahead. I'm just being a jerk. Sorry, go ahead.
Be nice. Jeremy still is missing, John. Be nice. Okay. So one could assume that his relationship with Jeannie is over, right? Like he sent her to jail. Okay.
What?
So he's with Kim because Jeannie's in jail.
Yeah.
Jeannie's in jail because of Jeremy.
Yep.
You need like your red stringboard to follow this case, okay? Jeannie gets out of jail and she's like, "Hey, Jeremy, come back." And so
we had something special.
Yeah, I forgive you.
It landed me in prison, but it was special.
For disbarring everything. I'm literally getting me disbarred and trashing everything I've worked for my whole life. But like, can I come over? And so she starts going back over. Now, Jeremy lives with his dad.
So what happened to Kim?
Okay, Jeremy and Kim got divorced, and Jeremy moved in with his dad.
Okay.
There's so much tea and drama in this.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But while Jeannie was in jail, Kim moved back in with Jeremy and his dad because they got back together. But then when Jeannie got out of jail, Jeannie starts coming over. And she's bringing him lunch to work. And she's just like kicking it with Jeremy again. But Jeremy's still with Kim, but they're not married.
This is a mess.
I literally say, what a messy love triangle thing we have going on here in my notes. Quote. So that's where we're at, okay?
Okay.
That's what's going on right now.
Living with dad.
Boise, Idaho. Living with dad, but we're mending the relationship with my baby mama because he has the baby with her.
And the lady I sent to prison.
Back in. But now the lady I sent to prison is also still wants.
So triangle back in full effect.
The triangle is on.
It's wild. All right.
It is. Stanley Cleaning Company has an exciting new service they are offering, and I can't wait to tell you about it. Laundry. Yes, they will come to your house, and for $15 a load, they will pick it up, take it, wash it, dry it, fold it, and bring it back to you. This is something I have dreamed about since I became an adult and started doing laundry on my own. Hit them up and get your place cleaned and your laundry done by my friends over at Stanley Cleaning Company. You can find them on Facebook or give her a call or a text at 765-860-3606. So, February 11th, okay? Jeremy is home with his dad, which, like I said, that's where he's living. But Kim also lives there too, but she's not home because she's on a work trip in Las Vegas, okay? So it's just him and his dad and his daughter, whose name was Mackenzie. She was 3, okay? He talked to Kim on the phone that night. Everything was fine. Around 10:30 that night, and at 10:30ish, Jeremy asked his dad if he could watch his daughter. She was asleep in bed, but if he could, he was home, and he was like, can you watch her? And he said, I'm going to go to my friend Greg's house. He had just gotten a new bow and arrow, and they were going to go talk about hunting. They liked to hunt. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. His dad did later tell police that he was a little, like, taken aback because Jeremy had just gotten out of the shower, and he was, like, nicely dressed. He said he was wearing a black turtleneck, like a nice black sweater thing.
Not what I'm wearing when I'm going to the boys.
Yeah, right? And so his dad thought that was kind of odd. Like, odd enough to, like, tell the police about it.
Yeah.
So the next day, February 12th, he called Kim. But when she answered it, there was no one was on the phone. And so she's like, okay.
The dad called Kim or Jeremy called Kim? Yeah. Okay.
Nobody's on the phone, so she thought it must have just been like a butt dial or something. She didn't think much of it. But then the next day on the 13th, he texted her that he needed to talk to her. And then she proceeded to get a string of 17 text messages from him talking about how he was leaving. He was starting a new life. He didn't want to be with her anymore. He didn't want the daughter anymore. All of this stuff. And she was like, what in the world is happening? She said, this is not like him. She said, first of all, she just got bad vibes because it didn't sound like him when she was texting him. But she said also, like, he hated texting. She said, if he wanted to have a conversation beyond just like a few words with you, he picks up the phone and calls you, which I totally get that. Like my dad, if you're talking to your dad,
he's not about to have any type of conversation.
He will text you yes, no, or call me. Like it's not going to extend beyond that. It will be a phone call. And they said that's how he was. Like he would never be like, yeah, I don't. That's not
a personality trait that you just like change.
Yeah, I don't want my daughter. I don't want you. I'm starting 17 text messages. She goes, he never sent 17 text messages in like the last month, not alone, like right one after another. And so she tries to call him over and over again, but he never answers. And so she calls his dad. She fills him in on everything. And he's like, well, yeah, like I actually haven't seen him. Like he never came home the next morning. Which I just assumed he ended up going hunting, like stayed out with Greg and like went hunting, but like he's not home today either. And Kim was like, yeah, like something's off.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like that's not good.
Right.
And so she's like, I'm coming home from Vegas. Like we'll go to the police when I get there. So they come back, her and her. It's not her father-in-law, it's her ex-father-in-law, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was about to
poor
say,
guy just trying to
father-in-law.
hang around the triangle.
Yeah, it's not her father-in-law. But they go to the police and report him missing. To which the police are like,
if he told you
he's leaving, like, what do you want us to do? He told you. He didn't say he was going to hurt himself. He literally said, I'm leaving to start a new life. Like, I don't want this life anymore. And so they're like, we're not really going to do much.
That's a tough spot for police to be in, I feel like. It is, because who are they to be like, oh, yeah, this probably isn't him. Right. Like, they're like, no, this freaking kid on his phone.
And so they don't do much. But Kim's a little smarty, okay? when it comes to this anyway, she's like, okay, fine, you don't want to look for him, but he stole my car and I want it back because he took her car, right?
Okay.
Now, he didn't actually steal the car. He used it. They were
a couple, kind of.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
I don't know what to
They were
call
in a serious triangle.
I don't know what to call them, but whatever they were, they used the car. They shared the car.
Okay.
And so he didn't actually, she wasn't worried about her car. She wasn't like, Jeramy stole my car, but she was like, Jeramy has my car and it is mine. Therefore, I can report it stolen. And maybe if they won't look for him, they will look for the car, which would lead us to him.
Legally obligated to look for the car.
Right?
Yeah.
So they did. So they put out like a bolo, like be on the lookout for this car, blah, blah, blah. They never found it. Nobody ever reported seeing the car.
So like the car's missing also.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
May 18th, 3 months later, nothing happens on this case for 3 months. Like, Jeramy's gone. They do not know where he's at, where the car is, okay? 3 months later, there's a couple cowboys out riding horses. They were in a very, very remote part of a desert 2 hours south of Boise, okay? And they come across a burnt up car.
Ooh.
It had nothing in it. No bodies, no IDs, no belongings, no license plate. License plate had been taken. But the VIN number came back to being Kim's car that she had reported stolen. So now the police are all in on it because they're like, okay.
This is not, this is not.
Okay. Like, obviously he did not, something's going on. And so the area that they found this car in, like I said, it's 2 hours south of Boise. And the police said, so it was reported that like they literally like went to this area and they had to actually like park their cars and get out and then like walk to the car because that's how like dense and remote of an area it was. Like there was no like not that they couldn't get their like
extreme measures are happening here. Yeah.
Like obviously you could get a vehicle in there because the vehicle was in there, but like you might not have been able to get your vehicle back out.
Yeah. That's extreme to me. Like,
and so they said based on that, like whoever put that vehicle in there, they obviously had no intentions of it ever getting it back out. Like they had to literally drive it in there and then walk themselves out. They said the way that it was burnt, like it was obviously like extreme measures were taken to make sure there was no evidence left behind. Like the license plate had been taken.
Big yikes.
Things weren't in it, stuff like that. They also said like it had to have been like dropped off and whoever dropped it off wasn't alone because like you couldn't get out of there by yourself. Like that you would have had to like you couldn't just walk yourself out of there. You would have had to go get in a car and drive.
Wow.
Because it was so far out. So very deliberately placed, very far out, very deliberately burned. But they're like, was it Jeramy? Did Jeramy ditch this car and burn it? Or like
I feel like if you're gonna go out there and burn a car like that, like why not like the person you killed, why not leave them in that car? I don't know. Continue.
Yeah. So they now are like, okay, well, something obviously happened, so now we have to investigate this as a missing person, Problem is they're 3 months behind here because they didn't do it for the first 3 months. So they go back and they start looking at the bank activity to see like what were Jeramy's last movements. And so they showed that Jeramy made a withdrawal from his ATM in Boise the last night that he was seen by his dad.
Turtleneck.
Around 10:30.
Turtleneck.
In his turtleneck, yeah. So his dad said he left around 10:30. The ATM withdrawal was like at 10:30.
Okay.
By a bank that was like close by his house. So he like left, went straight to the ATM. I never found out how much he withdrew, but I read somewhere, which I don't know if it's accurate, but I read that like with that bank and that time, like you couldn't get more than $600 from the ATM.
I mean, that's pretty standard, I feel like.
Yeah.
So
they said it had to be less than $600.
Sure.
He did not meet up with Greg, his friend, that he said he was going to.
That is not good.
Greg said they had talked about meeting, but like they never made any plans. They cleared Greg. They said he was not like involved or anything, but he said Jeramy did try to call him in the middle of the night and he didn't answer it because he was asleep, and he tried to call him back the next morning, but he didn't answer. But he said he never came by. He said we had literally just like talked.
So the turtleneck wasn't for Greg.
I'm guessing it was not for Greg. Yeah.
Gosh, is there a fourth person to the? Are we back from Japan? What's happening here?
I don't even. This whole time I never even thought about for Japan, but yeah. So like I said, they cleared that friend. There was another transaction on his card 90 minutes later at a gas station in Mountain Home, Idaho. Now, Mountain Home, Idaho is on the way to
Where's
the
car was
location
found?
the car was found. Like he would have to go through this city, this town, to get there. However, it's only a 41-minute drive from Boise to Mountain Home, and it was a 90 minutes between the transactions, between the ATM withdrawal and the gas station purchase. The gas station purchase was for some fuel and some snacks. So, like, where was he for those 90 minutes?
Yeah,
What was he doing?
Yeah.
Like, did he stop to see somebody?
Surely, right? He's all dressed up.
But whoever he stopped to see, like, obviously they didn't hurt him because then he went and bought some snacks.
How we checking in on Gina here, or whatever her name was? Jeannie, yeah.
So, cell phone data showed that there were 36 calls made from Jeramy's phone up until February 14th. So, February 11th is the night that he disappeared.
Okay.
12, 13, 14. Like, his phone, he was using his phone for the next 3 days.
Sketchy.
One of those, first of all, police said most of those calls were made to burner cell phones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not good.
Weird.
Yeah.
On February 13th, there was a 7-minute call to a payphone in Mountain Home, Idaho, which is where
the gas station.
The snacks.
Yeah.
So who was he talking to?
This is mega sketch.
That payphone.
There's so many sketchy things happening here that I'm not surprised I'm missing.
More.
Oh, wow. You got more for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they look at everyone. Victimology, obviously, is when they look at the person that is murdered or missing and they see who they talked to, who they worked with, their family, their friends, everybody, and they try to see, like, who would want to hurt this person, who would want to make this person go missing.
I'm guessing there's a list.
There's a few here that we could look at. So let's start with the woman that he ruined her career and put her in jail, right?
Yeah, Jeannie.
That was the number one person that the police looked at.
Number 3 on his heart.
Yeah. So as soon as they talked to Jeramy, she's like, or talked to Jeannie, she's like, I haven't talked to Jeramy since before prison. And they're like, yeah, except we just talked to like a bunch of people and they said that you've been like spending the night with him.
Clearly a lie.
Bringing him lunch to work. And she's like, okay, yeah, like we did still talk. So then police are like, maybe like she started coming back around after jail because she was going to off him. Like she wasn't actually interested in him.
I mean,
that makes more sense than being interested in him, right? After he put you in jail.
She's a lawyer, probably had connections.
Yeah. And so they were not able to like connect her to anything though with like him. I mean, they didn't have a body. They didn't know where he was. Like they couldn't find anything. Things are about to get even weirder. I put things are about to get weird.
Let's hear it. There's another girlfriend.
No. Okay. 3 months after Jeramy went missing, Kim got married.
I'm waiting to find out who. To her dad? To his dad?
No.
I'm just trying to think of what could be weirder here.
It did not say who, but she got married.
Okay.
3 months after Jeramy went missing. That's not all though. Jeannie got engaged on Valentine's Day of that year, literally days after Jeramy went missing.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
So the love triangle just split on him big time.
Yeah, like apparently they didn't even like him.
No loyalty in the love triangle.
None. Like, come on.
Unbelievable.
The guy that Jeannie... So first of all, Jeannie got engaged on Valentine's Day. She might not even have known he was missing.
Jeannie had a side piece to her side piece.
Literally.
I mean, had to have.
Yeah. She might... If she wasn't responsible for him going missing, she probably...
Jeannie was like, listen, I know plenty of divorced men. This is going to take 0 time flat after I get out of prison.
I've done so many divorces. Like, I'll just take my pick.
Yeah.
Man, that's a really, like... a divorce lawyer that like just their dating pool is the people that they've gotten divorces for.
Yikes.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, divorce probably brings out the worst in you. So it'd be easy to rule. Be like, this guy's temper, nope, no good.
Yeah, rule him out. Yeah,
rule him out real easy. Anyway, what I was saying was, Jeannie, if she wasn't the one that was responsible for him to go missing, she probably didn't even know he went missing by Valentine's Day, because like they didn't even. Kim and the dad didn't even really put it together that he was missing until like the 13th.
So you said that he had 36 calls in that time he was missing. Were any of them to her?
So they didn't say. They never were able like have said who it was. However, the man that Jeannie got engaged to, guess where he lived?
Mountain Home.
No. Right by where the car was found.
Big yikes.
Right?
coincidence? Come on.
No,
Like,
I don't know.
oh man, yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
So something else that is just like a little fishy, I guess. The police asked Kim for Jeramy's laptop, and she like wouldn't give it to them. Like she kept like skirting around. I mean, like, oh, like I forgot it. Like, oh, I can't like skirting around it, kind of. And when she finally did give it to them, they were finally like, find it, like give it to us. And she's like, oh, here it is. And like a whole bunch of files had been deleted recently deleted. And they don't know what they were.
Sketchville. Burning phones, deleted files. I hate it all.
Yeah. Something else that's sketchy.
This is the longest sketchy list ever.
I know. I'm just going to title this like
Sketchville,
USA.
Okay.
Another man around the same age as Jeramy went missing a couple years before Jeramy with some super weird circumstances that also like kind of like go along with Jeramy. So he was a dad of like a young child.
Okay.
Who was he was divorced. He called his roommate and was like, hey, I'm on my way home. The roommate heard his car pull into the driveway, and they found his car in the driveway, but he never came inside, and he's never been seen since.
Whoa.
Yeah. This man that went missing, he was directly connected to Jeannie.
As soon as you said he was divorced, I was like, it was his divorce lawyer.
Right? He knew something about the whole like forgery issue, and Jeannie had asked him to lie in court for her. But he went missing before he ever got the chance to be in court.
Dude, that is so sketchy.
But it doesn't make sense because like Jeannie wouldn't off the person that was gonna lie for you.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't have went missing before he got the chance to go to court for her. So Jeannie, it honestly, that like makes it more likely that it wasn't Jeannie.
I'm just saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's some wild coincidences. Like I'm just picturing her like in an interrogation room, and then being like, "So you're telling me that 2 men directly connected to you in the last year have gone missing?
That's what I'm
you have
saying.
nothing
like
to do with it."
She has connections to both of these men that went missing. There was a private detective that the family hired, and she said, it was a woman. She said that she, with her own, like she herself heard the recordings of, like the recordings that he recorded between him and Jeannie.
Okay.
When he was talking, like secretly recording her. And in one of them, they talked about the other man that went missing. I believe his name was Aaron. Yeah, Aaron. No. Yes, Aaron that went missing. They were talking about it. And Jeramy said if he ever went missing like Aaron did, like that it was something bad or something along those lines. Like he was saying that to Jeannie.
Sketchy.
Very sketchy.
It's sketchy.
Johnny, question for you.
Yeah.
If I was somewhere in Kokomo and it wasn't our house and it wasn't the flower shop, where would I be?
Easy. Humble home.
Yes, you're right. You guys, listen up. Humble Home is my absolute favorite place to be for so many reasons. No matter what I am looking for, I always check Humble Home first. Clothes, shoes, toys, decor, furniture, makeup, they literally always have something that I need. They have brand name items for cheap. Their inventory is constantly changing, so it's part of my weekly routine to do a Humble Home walkthrough. You absolutely need to stop by. I promise you won't be disappointed. While it is a discount store, it's not your average discount store. It's clean, organized, and everything has its place. I get zero anxiety when I go in, unlike other discount stores. And no matter what you're shopping for, a home project, gifts, home decor, even seasonal decor, they will have it. They are open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sunday from noon to 5. You can follow them on Facebook at Humble Home Kokomo and watch for new items every single day. And for our Lafayette, Indiana listeners, I have exciting news. They're opening a second location in Lafayette soon. As soon as I have the details, I will let you know their opening date. Get excited.
So in 2016, unfortunately, Kim took her own life.
Oh.
And then a few years later, Jeannie's husband, who was decades older than her, I did not get an age.
Big yikes.
But it said decades. He tried to kill her in the middle of the night. he like woke up and attacked her and tried to kill her. And he was a lawyer, and she was not a lawyer anymore. Used to be, but she wasn't anymore because of Jeramy. And so they like come to find out it was like this whole like very bad like domestic violence situation that she was in with this old man that she was married to, and he tried to kill her once, and all this stuff happened. So
he's violent.
He's violent,
and from Mountain Home,
and
or from where?
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently they are divorced now.
I mean, he sounds like suspect
Kim
numero
was
uno
also
to me.
divorced from the guy that she divorced him too.
Oh, okay.
So that's the story.
There was a
What
lot.
in the hell is going on in Boise, Idaho?
There was a lot of twists and turns there.
I feel like the possibilities are endless here. What's your number? I mean, we could sit here and dissect this all night, but what's your number one? What do you think?
So the calls to burner phones, like it sounds like he was doing something
sketchy,
super illegal.
in the deleted files.
Got caught in it, but I also am like, Kate had to know this.
Kim?
If she's if she's deleting files,
Yeah.
like she had to know.
Well, Kim knew about what he was doing with the police to get Jeannie in jail because he was married to her in that year.
Yeah.
So what if he was like a CI for the police?
Man.
Like what if he was like an informant and he was like helping them with different cases and trying to get this, like, I mean, she was a lawyer. Like a lawyer is a big fish, like to go after, forging the signatures of judges and stuff. I don't know.
Well, and I'm sure he didn't have a short list of illegal activities he was trying to make right with law enforcement.
I doubt the police. I doubt he went to the police and were like, hey, like, I'll get Jeannie, like, I'll start record. Like, they probably approached him. And were like, hey, like, we're trying to build a case against
Hey, we know
this
you're
lady.
Like, got this little triangle going on.
Yeah, we know
want to we want to clip one of the triangles.
We want to help you out and put one of your sides of your triangle in
How much
jail.
easier would your life be if you just had one woman telling you what to do?
Yeah, and he's like, sign me up. But then, as soon as she got out of jail, she went back to him, which I cannot imagine.
No, that's wild.
Finding out that the guy that
See,
you
that
were
tells me
having a
that she was
fling with-
playing him. She probably, here's what happened.
She's a lawyer. She's smart.
Here's
like,
what happened. That girl, smart girl, spent that time in prison cooking up
She had a year
this
to think
banger
about this
of a plan. And she came out, plays him like, oh, we're getting back together.
Bring you lunch.
But hey, I need you to call my guy here on like 17 burner phones, and he's going to help you tell you where you need to be to do this. Wear a turtleneck. And then bang, got him.
Wear a turtleneck.
Yeah.
So you're saying Jeannie.
I'm saying Jeannie 1000% is involved.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
But also, this guy's an idiot. I'm sorry.
Oh, Johnny! Poor Jeremy.
Oh, no, nothing poor about Jeremy here.
I truly hope Jeremy is in Japan.
Back with his first wife.
With his first wife. That seems to be the most constant relationship he had. He did leave behind a daughter, and her mom died too. Her mom, Tim, died in 2016. So this family still has no answers. No one has any answers. I don't even know where to begin to look for an answer with that one. I'm gonna look. I might do the case of the other guy because
sketchy too. It's sketchy.
The deep dive I was doing on this, I was like, I have to stop because every time I Googled something, I would be. I'm like, and if I found one more woman, I was gonna like not keep it straight. And so. Yeah, I'm gonna keep looking into it, but yeah, it's very strange. There's a GoFundMe, there's Facebook pages.
I'm with you on the fact that someone knows something.
Jeramy Burt, somebody freaking knows where Jeramy Burt is. I hope he left on his own. He was in some messy situations. That was a messy love triangle he was in. I hope he did. I don't condone him leaving his daughter, but I hope he's alive. I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. The burnt car, the location of it, the
I'm absolutely
weird
not.
timeline.
I'm absolutely not in on the theory that he went off and started his own life. Like, I'm not in on that theory.
Yeah, no, I don't. I just have hope.
All right.
Yeah, I think you're right, though. I think Jeannie told him, put on that turtleneck I like and meet me. And
yeah, and maybe she was using his phone to call those burner phones.
Well, so
And maybe she had.
Kim said that wasn't him texting. She said she didn't think that was him texting her.
Yeah.
So like,
She might have rattled those off, and then her hubby was on deck, helping her with this whole thing using a burner phone. That's how they ended up down there. I don't know. Just my theory. Who knows?
Revenge. Your theory's revenge.
Smart girl, lost her opportunity to be a lawyer, had a year to think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some serious sketchiness going on in this, but yeah, tell us what you think. Someone knows.
Someone knows something. If you like Missing Midwest, you will love Murdered Midwest. For just $5 a month, you can get access to an extra episode each week, plus over 50 backlogged episodes. Subscribe using the link in the show notes. This podcast is a So.Will.I.Studos production. So Will I.
Bo Digital is the secret ingredient you need for success in marketing your small business. From logos and flyers to social media and videos, Bo Digital can create the marketing you need to set yourself apart. Oh, and they build websites too. Not only do they help my small business, but did you know that they help many others around Kokomo too, including Solidarity Community Credit Union, the Lindy Owsley and Chanel Cahill Real Estate Team, Hope Behavioral Services, and even the Kokomo Symphony. Let Bo build a custom plan for you today. Learn more at bodigital.com. That's BOWE digital.com.